Sabook, your shortcut to knowledge in minutes.
Consider the following scenario. You enter a room full of strangers. Your heart races and words evade you, leaving potential opportunities untapped. What if a collection of subtle techniques could transform such moments into effortless exchanges that forge lasting connections? This is the promise of How to Talk to Anyone, 92 Little Tricks for Big Success in Relationships by Leil Lowndes, a comprehensive manual for mastering interpersonal communication in diverse settings. Let us proceed. Leil Lowndes, an esteemed communications expert and former shy professional turned public speaker, draws upon decades of observation, psychological research, and personal transformation to deliver practical strategies. The book delineates 92 techniques organized into 6 thematic sections, from initial impressions to sustaining profound dialogues. These methods address nonverbal cues, conversational dynamics, and relational depth, emphasizing that effective communication hinges on making others feel valued and understood. Lowndes asserts that social success stems not from innate charisma, but from deliberate, replicable behaviors that signal genuine interest. We shall examine the principal sections, elucidating core principles, supported examples, and actionable applications. First, the foundation, techniques for making a stellar first impression. Lowndes underscores that impressions form within seconds, predominantly through nonverbal signals. She advocates flooding smiles, a deliberate warm grin that conveys delight upon eye contact, distinct from a generic one. This fosters immediate approachability. Additionally, the big baby pivot involves turning your torso fully toward the speaker, signaling undivided attention, akin to an infant's eager gaze. Research in nonverbal psychology corroborates this. Open postures enhance perceived likability by 20 to 30%. Lowndes recounts her evolution from reticence to rapport building as a cruise director, where such tactics disarmed skeptical audiences. Key principle: prioritize warmth over words in openings. Application: at your next networking event, employ the flooding smile followed by a pivot when introduced. Observe the reciprocal engagement. Second, mastering small talk and initiating dialogues. Transitioning from superficial chatter to engaging discourse requires intentional prompts. Lowndes introduces killer compliments, specific, sincere praises targeting effort or uniqueness, such as, "Your presentation structure was impeccably logical," rather than vague flattery. She cautions against overused phrases which dilute impact. The parroting ploy entails echoing the last few words of another statement as a question, encouraging elaboration without interrogation. For instance, if one mentions traveling abroad, respond, "traveling abroad." This subtle mirroring builds rapport. As studies on conversational flow indicate, it increases disclosure by perceived similarity. Lowndes illustrates with scenarios from corporate meetings where parroting diffused tension and unearthed common ground. Principle: small talk serves as a bridge. Elevate it through specificity and curiosity. Application: in casual encounters, deliver one killer compliment weekly, followed by a parroting question. Track the depth of ensuing conversations. Third, nonverbal mastery and body language. Communication is 55% nonverbal per seminal research by Albert Mehrabian, and Lowndes leverages this to advocate hello old friend vision, scanning rooms with a familiar, welcoming gaze rather than darting eyes. She details rubbernecking, discreetly orienting your body toward intriguing individuals to invite approach without overt staring. Mirroring, subtly adopting another's posture or gestures, creates subconscious affinity, a technique rooted in neurolinguistic programming. Lowndes shares anecdotes from her acting background where mirroring synchronized group energies during rehearsals. Principle: align your physical presence with emotional intent to amplify verbal messages. Application: practice rubbernecking in social venues. Mirror one gesture per interaction. Note variations in others' openness. Fourth, sustaining conversations and active engagement. To prevent dialogues from faltering, Lowndes prescribes eavesdropping with intent, discreetly incorporating overheard details to join groups seamlessly, demonstrating attentiveness. The divine compliment extends praise to third parties in the speaker's presence, elevating their status indirectly. For deeper bonds, employ "What's it?", a versatile opener like "What's that you're reading?" that invites narrative without intrusion. Empirical evidence from social psychology supports these. Active listening correlates with 40% stronger relational ties. Lowndes applies this to professional spheres, such as boardrooms, where eavesdropping unearthed alliances. Principle: engagement thrives on validation and curiosity, not self-focus. Application: use "What's it?" thrice in varied contexts. Follow with divine compliments. Assess the longevity of interactions. Fifth, advance relational tactics for big wins. For elevated stakes, Lowndes explores implied magnificence, subtly attributing excellence to others, prompting reciprocity. The precognition ploy anticipates needs like offering a pen before requested, signaling empathy. In conflicts, echo the emotion, reflecting feelings verbatim, such as, "That sounds utterly frustrating," de-escalates. Drawing from her seminars, Lowndes demonstrates how precognition transformed reticent clients into influential leaders. Principle: subtle elevation of others cultivates loyalty and influence. Application: implement implied magnificence in one professional exchange daily, echo emotions in personal disputes. Monitor relational shifts. 6. The art of graceful exits and follow-through. Concluding interactions artfully preserves positivity. Lowndes recommends the "parting is such sweet sorrow" close, a lingering, appreciative farewell that leaves doors ajar. Post-conversation, dispatch breadcrumb notes, brief, personalized follow-ups referencing shared moments. This reinforces bonds, as follow-through boosts recall and affinity by 25% per communication studies. Her example: a breadcrumb email post-meeting secured a pivotal collaboration. Principle: endings imprint as strongly as beginnings. Nurture with intention. Application: craft one parting close and breadcrumb per week. Evaluate subsequent reconnections. Lowndes concludes that these 92 techniques, when integrated, yield exponential social capital. The book transcends rote advice, embedding psychological acuity with accessibility. That is How to Talk to Anyone distilled. Impressions through warmth, small talk elevated, nonverbal alignment, sustained engagement, advanced elevation, and artful closures. Lowndes demonstrates communication mastery lies in deliberate empathy, yielding profound relational success. If this analysis proves instructive, like, subscribe, and activate notifications. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next video.